After years of use, almost every water valve will eventually develop problems such as leaks, damage, or even a broken handle. The first thing most people think of is replacing it with a new one. But is that really the only solution? Sometimes, a single broken part can cost you both money and valuable time waiting for a plumber. So don't and Oppos, throw it away just yet. Today, I and Oppos, LL show you, step by step, how to restore a water valve that seems beyond repair. From disassembly and inspection to repairing the broken section and reassembling everything, every step is explained in a simple, detailed, and surprisingly effective way. Stay with me until the end. You and Oppos, LL be amazed to see this old valve working smoothly again, just like new. And now, let and Oppos begin the repair process step by step. First, I remove the valve from the water pipe and clean it so I can clearly inspect the damaged area. Next, I use a marker to carefully mark two key points on the valve body. Although this step may seem simple, it plays a crucial role in the accuracy of the entire repair. Even a slight misalignment of a few millimeters could affect the final result. Once everything is ready, I firmly secure the valve in a bench vise to prevent any movement during drilling. Now comes the exciting part. The drill starts spinning, and the drill bit slowly cuts into the hard plastic. I maintain a steady speed and apply just the right amount of pressure to create a clean, even hole with the exact size needed for the next step. After finishing the first hole, I carefully inspect it to make sure everything is perfectly aligned. Satisfied with the result, I remove the first piece, secure the second one in the vise, and repeat the same drilling process with the same level of precision and care. These two seemingly simple operations lay the foundation for restoring the valve, and the most impressive part of the repair is still yet to come. After completing the two drilled holes, I move on to another crucial stage of the repair. I cut a short piece of steel and carefully estimate its diameter so that it fits the drilled holes almost perfectly. Although it and Oppos only a small piece, it will determine the strength and durability of the entire repair. Next, I use a blowtorch to heat one end of the steel rod until it reaches the proper temperature. Once it and Oppos is hot enough, I quickly insert it into the drilled hole. The heat softens the plastic just enough, allowing the steel rod to slide in smoothly and create an extremely tight, secure fit as the plastic cools and hardens again. Every second counts. If the rod isn't and Oppos hot enough or is overheated, the result may not be as expected. After completing the first piece, I secure the second part firmly in the bench vise. Once again, I heat another steel rod with the blowtorch and repeat the exact same process as before, taking the same care and precision with every movement. This time, however, I do not remove the steel rod after inserting it. Instead, I leave it permanently in place, allowing it to become a strong internal reinforcement that will greatly increase the strength of the repaired valve for the next steps. After completing all the reinforcement steps, I remove the part from the bench vise and carefully test fit the two pieces together. This is a tense moment because even the slightest misalignment could undo all the hard work from the previous steps. I gently bring the two pieces into position, and fortunately, they fit together almost perfectly. Once I and Oppos am confident that everything lines up correctly, I apply a small amount of super glue, 502 glue, to one side of the joint. Then I quickly assemble the two pieces and hold them firmly in place for a few seconds, allowing the adhesive to bond at its maximum strength. Within moments, the joint becomes solid and secure. At this point, the broken water valve handle has been fully restored and is ready to perform reliably once again, just as it did when it was brand new. It seemed that every step of the repair was complete, but after taking a closer look, I discovered one important detail that still needed attention. There were still two old pipe pieces stuck deep inside both ends of the valve. If I skipped this step, it would be impossible to reassemble the valve properly. So, I prepared a blowtorch and a hollow steel tube with a diameter slightly smaller than the pipe that needed to be removed. The blue flame gradually heated the steel tube until it reached the right temperature, and this was the moment that required the greatest precision. I quickly inserted the heated steel tube into the stuck pipe section and gently rotated it so the heat would spread evenly across the entire surface. Not too fast, to avoid damaging the part, and not too slow, so the heat wouldn't and Oppos be lost. After a few seconds, Once I could tell the plastic had softened just enough, I firmly gripped it with pliers and pulled it out in one smooth motion. To my surprise, the entire old pipe section came out cleanly with a single pull. Without stopping, I repeated exactly the same procedure on the other side. Once again, I heated the steel tube with the blowtorch, inserted it into the pipe, rotated it evenly to transfer the heat, and then pulled it out with pliers at just the right moment. Within a few minutes, both ends were completely clean, clear, and ready for reassembly. Finally, I inspected the entire valve from top to bottom. Every part fit together perfectly, all the joints were secure, and the repaired handle operated smoothly. At this point, the repair was truly complete, transforming a water valve that seemed destined for the trash into one that can continue serving reliably for a long time. And once I reassembled everything, the result exceeded all my expectations. The valve worked perfectly, smooth, solid, and just like brand new. In fact, most people would never be able to tell that the handle had ever been broken or repaired. Seeing it perform so flawlessly made all the time and effort worthwhile. If you and Appos, VE watched the video this far, I hope you and Appos, VE found this repair method useful and inspiring. I and Appos, would love to hear what you think. Do you have a better technique, or would you try this repair yourself? Let me know by leaving a comment below. Your feedback and support motivate me to keep